The Maximum Happiness and Wellbeing course, Part 2, Session 17, The Power of Attraction. Armed with the immense combined power of the sessions up to this point, you're now ready to understand the power of attraction. Learn how to attract more states of happiness and to repel states that have led to your unhappiness. A quote from Albert Einstein: "Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions." The power of attraction. The law of attraction is one of the most prominent delusions for the self-help community in recent years. Since the launch of books like The Secret in 2006, the law of attraction have skyrocketed in popularity. You can find law of attraction principles sprinkled everywhere over social media and in endless self-help articles aimed at helping you find happiness. The law of attraction is flawed. The law of attraction claims that all you need to do is think about the things you want in your life and the universe will supply them in abundance, positive or negative. So if you think about money, you will get cash. If you focus on your debts, you'll stay in debt. If you feel about being slim, you will become slim. Whereas if you constantly worry about your fat, you will stay fat. Unfortunately for the proponents of this law, there is no scientific evidence to support it. There are apparent practical flaws to the law of attraction. What if several people want the same job and think about it furiously? How can they all get the same post? The law implies that whatever difficulties you have in life result from thinking the wrong thoughts. So it appears that an abused child, a rape victim, or a prisoner in a concentration camp was somehow to blame because they thought negative thoughts. This is offensive to victims and flies in the face of common sense. According to the law of attraction, if I want to win the gold medal in the 100 metres in the next Olympic Games, become Prime Minister of the UK, or get Angelina Jolie as my girlfriend, then all I have to do is think about my goal and it will come to me. If we want a cure for cancer, then we should stop spending money on research and think about it instead. After debunking the law of attraction as a misnomer, let's now draw a clear distinction between the popular but ineffective concept and the practical self-help principles that truly can yield results. The power of attraction. This session does not refer to the concept as a law. Instead, we will explore the power we do possess to attract more positivity and repel negativity in our lives. To succeed in life, you need talent, diligence, persistence, skills, hard work, and maybe a little luck. You can achieve great things, but do so, you have to do a lot more than just think about them. Your belief systems. There is a solid unconscious drive to behave constantly as per our beliefs. Our beliefs will stop us from trying certain things, or they affect our results and therefore our ultimate happiness in different ways. Perception and thought. The perceptions we have about any person or event lead to the thoughts we have about them. The thoughts we have internalise and create our emotional feelings. Those emotions lead to our views, and our views lead to the actions that we take. The actions we take lead to our results. If we're unhappy with the results we get, we should change our perceptions, completing the cycle. As explained in Session 9, the perception cycle within this course. The power of energy. Our energy is a powerful force that can transform the atmosphere of a room. Just think about the impact Miss Happy and Mr. Misery have on our mood. We can all influence our co-workers, loved ones and even strangers in line at the supermarket. It's crucial to recognise that our energy has a ripple effect on others' lives and we bear the responsibility for it. Vibrate responsibly. Are you taking responsibility for the energy you're bringing to others? If you've had a tough day, does everybody hear about it from you? Does everyone know how rotten and unfair you think your life is? When you come home from work, school or wherever, Does your family sense whether you've had a good or a bad day? Believe me, they do. They can feel your energy. The power of appreciation. People with optimistic, positive and appreciative approach to life have higher overall levels of satisfaction and fulfillment than those who adopt a more negative, sceptical, cynical and disgruntled attitude towards things. Winners from all walks of life demonstrate appreciation in situations where others would despair. Appreciation alters brainwave activity, and given the connection between mind and body, appreciation benefits the body just as stress, anger and resentment have a negative effect. Since brainwaves reflect emotional states, appreciation also positively impacts how you perceive the world around you and your relationship to it, as well as how you feel. What you think starts a vibration that influences how you feel, impacts what you attract and creates your reality. So choose your thoughts wisely. Have you ever wondered why you struck up an instant rapport with someone? By virtue of sympathetic resonance, the principle explained in the energy section, you attract, meet and become involved with people and situations that vibrate in harmony with your dominant thoughts and emotions. How many times have you been thinking about a friend and then suddenly the phone rings and it's the person you were thinking about? You attract harmonious people and experiences like a magnet. Have you ever started thinking about something you were unhappy about, and the more thought you gave it, the worse it got? That's because the principle of attraction is entirely neutral. It can help you to cause you more pain. It all comes down to the dominant thoughts that you allow to occupy your mind. Like attracts like, remember. So the more thoughts of the same flavour that you permit to roam around in your mind, the more you will attract. However, this isn't solely down to what you think. Negative or positive outcomes are likely fueled by perceptions, thoughts and emotions leading to your actions to get these results. As the cliche goes, your vibe attracts your tribe. And it's true. Whatever you think, you become. Whatever you focus on generally appears in your life sooner or later. The vibrational energy of feelings. Remember how we learned in the energy session that appreciative feelings positively affect our vibrational energy. The following are examples of feelings and attitudes that emit a higher vibrational frequency that resonates with your positive desires and attracts them more freely. Happiness, joy, bliss, contentment, empowered, eagerness, passion, trust, belief, courage, appreciation, enthusiasm, compassion, gratitude, awareness, kindness, love, affection, peace, admiration, acceptance, freedom, certainty, confidence, faith, optimism, hopefulness, friendship, encouragement, and positive expectations. These are all examples of feelings and attitudes that emit a higher vibrational frequency, resonating with your positive desires to attract them more freely. The following feelings and attitudes, examples, emit a lower vibrational frequency that attract negative events and push your desires away. They include condemnation, guilt, worry, doubt, disappointment, resentment, frustration, shame, fear, passionless, insecurity, hesitation, mistrust, jealousy, envy, sadness, anger, rage, hatred, ignorance, impatience, denial, despair, taking for granted, powerlessness, pessimism, and irritation. The hierarchy of vibrational feelings. You may have heard the phrase, misfortunes never come alone. But have you wondered how that translates into the spiritual side of emotion? We must note that vibration of feelings means science has taught us that everything is made of atoms, which are subatomic particles that continually vibrate at specific frequencies. The implication is that everything has a vibration, not just inanimate objects. It's been proven that our thoughts and feelings produce energy, which intrinsically vibrates. So let's look at the vibrations of our emotions and what they mean. In the spiritual world, higher vibrations are associated with positive feelings, such as happiness, joy, excitement, peace, and negative feelings like fear, anger, shame and frustration are associated with lower vibrations. We create a good and evil dichotomy here. The universe is neutral and it doesn't consciously distinguish between good and evil. Only we attribute that meaning depending on our circumstances and our beliefs. Having established how vibration works, within the course notes there are diagrams to illustrate the hierarchy of vibrational feelings, accompanied by explanations to help readers better understand the concept. In the diagram within the course notes we can observe three main things. The highest feeling, freedom, and the lowest, powerlessness, are complete opposites, and boredom is the most neutral point within the cycle. There is an upward spiral and a downward spiral. To better understand the hierarchy of vibrational feelings, you need to look at the upward spiral and the downward spiral image that's contained within the course notes. What's interesting from the spiral image is that boredom is the most neutral feeling or state that we can be in. It's right in the middle of the diagram. It's also tucked between pessimism and positive expectations, also known as optimism. When we're bored, we don't spread much energy into the universe, thus it won't influence us much or bring back many interesting things. If you're feeling mentally lethargic, you probably attract things that feel lethargic or dull in return. It sounds harmless, but is it? Mostly yes, but how bad can boredom be? It's most likely not the worst feeling that we can nestle in, but it does have its downsides. One downside of boredom is that if it persists and surrounds us for an elongated period, it can lead to the feeling of wasted potential, which tends to bring disappointment and a lack of motivation, which we all want to avoid. Actively pursuing our interests might be our key to getting from the neutral point, boredom, into the upward spiral. So, explaining the spirals, again, it'll be best to refer to the diagram that's contained within the course notes for this. The diagram shows something few others do. The shift from one emotion to another happens fluently, and they're not entirely separated. This means that the current state in which we find ourselves influences how our attitudes will evolve. So, suppose you're in a state of positive expectation, hopefulness and belief. In that case, your frame of mind can evolve into an even more positive emotion such as enthusiasm, empowerment or joy. Unfortunately, if you're in a pessimistic frame of mind, your attitude is more likely to change into an even more negative emotion such as frustration, doubt and worry. This can be an explanation for the saying that misfortunes never come singly, meaning that when one bad thing happens, chances are there'll be more negative events to follow. And that's not because the universe or God has anything against us, but because it's easier for our emotions to evolve into worse or better versions of themselves than to shift to the opposite spectrum. Transformational exercise 13, measuring your level of vibration. Again, you'll need to refer to the course notes and the diagram to actually conduct this exercise. The simple exercise answers, how are you vibrating right now? Think about each upward spiral emotion that appears in the diagram and ask yourself how frequently you experience each condition. Enter into the scorecard the items, the answers never, which is 0 points, and usually, which is 3 points. Enter the number for each emotion and then total them up to interpret the upward positive vibration level. Your aim should be to increase your scores by focusing more on the positive emotions. Having looked at the emotions that appear in the upward spiral, now it's time to think about the downward spiral emotions and ask yourself how frequently you experience each negative condition. And again, you mark it usually 3 points and never 0 points. Please enter the number for each emotion and then total them to interpret your downward negative vibration level. Again, 0 is the goal to control your neuro-negative emotions and states. This exercise simply answers how are you vibrating right now, and it asks you to consider the positive emotions that you may experience in life and the negative emotions that you experience in life and how frequently you experience each of them. The result of the exercise is it tells you how you are vibrating at this moment in time. Are you vibrating more positively or are you vibrating more negatively? And it gives you an indication as to where improvements can be made so that you're vibrating at a level that's more in congruence with your aspirations for happiness and well-being in life.